kick to it all. I have to do it for 3 hours wearing a 30-pound guitar around my neck, right where I'm injured. So it was a little tough.
O zoom é aqui.
Yeah.
Tá no manual já.
But I hope it's helpful.
Posso ir lá?
Well, I think tomorrow night should be a little better than that. No yellow raincoats, no stormtrooper helmets, no puddles of rain. I hope. It is indoors tomorrow, right? All right, you know it's gonna rain now. It's absolutely, it's guaranteed it's gonna rain.
Last time Guns N' Roses played in A&B.
We bring the dark clouds with us. When we play, it rains. It's just, deal somebody made with Mother Nature. So yeah.
I saw the weather and it's not going to rain tomorrow.
Until we get on stage. Torrential downpour. Great. Another rainy day. Well, that's all right, you gotta fill up the reservoirs. It's good. We're having a drought, it hasn't rained. Bring Guns N' Roses to town. We need rain. It's like the new rain song. You do that and it's like, it's coming down, reservoirs go up, and everyone's, ah! So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Something like that. Something like that. Play another song? More questions? What do you got?
Shackler's Revenge.
Shacklers, yeah, I know that song. See, that's a fun one because I get to use my brain. It's a very busy song, a lot going on with that. You have the whole whacked out solo with this thing, which was a surprise to me when I heard it because it's just all like, it just chopped it up. I was like, what is that? What's with the elephant? It's like, all right. So yeah, so that one, can't do that with a fretted. It's all about the oscillation. This one here. You hear that thing that goes down? Because when you have two notes going together, one is vibrating like this, the other is vibrating like this differently, and as they move, the spots where they meet in the middle, where the combination of the two, like one might be down here and the other might be up here, and there's going to be certain points where they add up to 0 and the sound disappears. And that's going to happen really quickly, because these notes up here are like a good 900-ish, 800-ish waves in a second. So as you move them, it creates a different speed that they clash and disappear on those moments where they just meet up at 0. So what happens is as they move, you hear the secondary note that goes from high to low as it slows down and the waves change when that happens. So it's getting that in there. It's all about understanding how sound works and how a string works, and then just squirreling with it.
Which the combo effect? Which the combo effect?
What do I use on this? Nah, it's just a lot of dirt.
Whammy pedal.
That? Yeah, whammy. Whammy. Yes. Whammy. So yeah. So in that one, I'm doing this tapping. I gotta sing while I'm doing it. So. So sort of dividing your brain into two different things. You have to have a couple of you have to multitask. You have to be able to mentally multitask. So that's what that is. I have a lot of different exercises I've made up for myself to work on mental multitasking. Most of the time what I would do is I would just take a song and I would say, okay, you got this bass line, you got this melody line, and you got this going on, how do you put them all together? And that's the best way to do it. It's you take any song, like, the first time I did Don't Cry, I didn't practice it, I was just on stage like, you know what? I'm getting 1,000 emails, how come you guys don't play Don't Cry? So actually doesn't want to sing it. Not up to me, I just joined, leave me the fuck alone. So I remember it was Rock in Rio in Lisbon that we did in 2006. And I was like, you know what? Screw it, I'm gonna do it. The band won't do it, well fine, the fans want it, so I'll do it. So I just thought about the song and I was like, all right, here's the chords. Here's the melody. So just put it together. Improvise a little, add little things. It's pretty much different every time I do it. It's not exactly the same because I'm sort of making it up as I go along. I'm just thinking of the song, thinking of all the parts. Any song, just take any song, just think of the song and put it all together. It's like telling a story. You have to work on music to the point that it becomes a language that you can speak by whatever instrument you're using, whether it's how you sing or playing guitar or keys or whatever it is. So that's what you want to work on. So think of it like describing a movie. Okay? Stormtrooper helmet, Star Wars, all right? Now, if you just tell one line, if you just go, that's like saying, Star Wars, yeah. It's a movie about space. People aren't gonna quite get the picture of like really what's going on. It's like, yeah, and. So you gotta add a little more detail to it all. It's the way you tell. Well, this is like this dark side, and there's like the good, and and there's that, and there's
Storytelling.
Okay.
Música is a
Getting a picture.
Música como
And
storytelling.
then the melody itself doesn't quite mean anything. If someone never heard the song before, they're not going to picture the right thing. They might picture. So you need to have the right chords as the foundation so people understand what the melody really means. So you got to get that in there. And at that point, you're saying, yeah, and there's this guy, with the adult thing. And then they're starting to understand the story, right? They're getting a better picture. And that's what you want to do when you're doing that kind of thing, is that you want to give the most detailed description of that song, just with the one voice you have. The same way you'd be giving the most detailed description of that movie with the one voice you have. Or instead of doing it with this, you're doing it with this. And it's not even something to practice with your hands. It's not about your hands. Because what you must remember is that music does not come from your hands. It leaves you at your hands. Music happens here. And then everything you're thinking, you're feeling, all of that, it leaves you through your hands, or your singing voice, or whatever you're doing, or whatever it is. So you have to go to the source. You can practice stuff with your hands and start just, getting comfortable with patterns, but it's really your brain that's getting comfortable with the patterns, telling your hands what to do. It is all about exercising the source of the music, which is this, getting comfortable with letting your feelings out when you play. And with, just what you think, getting the language happening where what you're hearing and what you're feeling can be expressed. That's what you got to work on. So that is what really needs to be exercised when you're going to practice anything musical. You need to go to the source. It's not about hand exercise stuff. The hands are just doing what the rest of you tells it to. So focus on that. Cool?
Yeah.
Nice. Yes?
It seems that you bring some jazz techniques to your music. Is correct or not?
Yeah.
You play jazz?
Jazz, classical. He and I have been friends since we were teenagers. We were pen pals, and we just send letters across the Atlantic back and forth with little cassettes of our demos and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I've studied classical, jazz. You can call it studying. It's more just you get an interest in a type of music and you explore it. And then you get into it and you develop it and you want to share it, and it just becomes part of the music you make. Every single thing has something, it's a building block that adds to it. And it's not like learning classical only makes you better at classical. It's going to make you better at everything you do in music, because now that's a piece of you. And you're going to start changing around the melodies that you come up with and things like that. So yeah, it's always good to learn, explore all different types of music. There's so much out there, and you could apply it to whatever you like. Everyone has their root of who they are and the basis of the kind of music they make. For me, it's like hard rock stuff. I grew up in, I started listening to music in the 70s. Just a little thing. And so that's kind of where it's at for me. A lot of punk and a lot of classic rock. So no matter what I do musically, it might have elements of other things that I've gotten into, but it's always going to have that. That's going to be the cake. Everything else is the icing. It's going to have a little jazz icing on kind of like a punk, classic rock cake. That's what I am. I'm a punk. Yes.
Very good.
Hi,
Hi.
nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
I saw you 4 years ago.
Beautiful.
I'd like to talk about your songwriting process.
Mm-hmm.
What comes first?
It's always something different. Songwriting, a song, how do you describe it?
I mean, you just play something beautiful on the guitar and you're like, oh, this is going to be some beautiful lyrics to my wife.
It's always something different. The song is like the final thing, and it's kind of weird, but I almost picture it like a song is like a planet, and there's just nothing. There's just space, and there's debris, and then there's like this little something, and then gravity, and it all comes together. There's this ball of gas, and eventually it solidifies and it becomes something. It's like that, and all those pieces come together. It doesn't matter which one comes first, or even better, let's not be so whacked out. Think of it like a puzzle. It's like that, where one puzzle piece is the groove, and the piece next to it is kind of like the pocket and the flow and the space and the push and pull. Piece next to that is like the dynamics. Piece next to that is whatever the bass line is doing. Piece after that could be, whatever instrumentation you're thinking of, a rhythm guitar, a piano, anything. Piece next to that, you have some lyrics. Piece next to that is the melody. Piece next to that is, I should have this harmony on it right here. And all those pieces come together, but it's never the same pieces to start with. No. Yeah, we're gonna write a song. Ready? Let me see. Who's holding something? Okay, I want you to take that chair. I want you to lift it about yay high off the ground and then drop it. Yeah.
Pegar a cadeira, levantar ela até ali e
Pega a
jogar.
cadeira e levanta o som.
Just lift it up and then let it drop.
Pega a cadeira, sobe lá e joga e solta a cadeira no chão.
Or just right on the ground.
No chão mesmo.
Solta no chão.
Joga a cadeira no chão.
Ba-da-dum. That is where a song starts. Okay, from that. Now what's the drums doing? Say, drums might be going. Let's make it something different. Give the drums like this triple feel. And then if you're into my sugar or something like that, you could be going. And have the bass with like all this distortion on it, just going like. And then you have the rhythm guitar just going. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And then that's how a song happens, from him dropping a chair. So it could be anything that becomes a song, and it could happen from anywhere. Well, all right. Say a word, any word.
Lake.
Lake? Okay. Give me a color.
What?
Name a color.
Red.
Red. Okay.
Bro, play guitar suck.
Okay, I'll play that next. I'm gonna play it right after. I'm looking over that red lake. That becomes a song from there. Red Lake. Why is it red? So many things it could be. I mean, you could get like real fucking deep with it. You could be like, it could be like after a war and the body's bled into it. I mean,
Friday
you can really take that to some heavy places. And that's how you make a song.
Jason in the Red Lake.
So yeah. Or you could just play a whole bunch of guitar notes. All right, let me play a song. All right, I'm going to play you a song that was just requested called Guitars Suck. It's a love song. All my songs are love songs.
Yes.
So it's all about fucking love. What do we got? Let me just cue my band. Backing tracks, backing tracks, backing tracks, backing tracks, backing tracks. All right, fun little song. Then I'll explain what this thing is and what I do with it. Let me get this thing ready. No. Huh.
Dude, guitar stuff.
stuff going on with that song. Now, the beat. On that, let's just slow it down. Now, there we go, clean that up. When you're playing one beat, one note per beat, like that, 2 notes per beat. 3, 4, and usually we go to 6. But this song is doing 5. Every beat is broken up into a group of 5. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a weird thing to get a feel for because 5 is just this prime unstable thing that wants to go to 4 or to 6 because 4 is very comfy. 6. Weird one. So this whole song, everything in it is all groups of 5. 1, and then we run out of notes, because here's the thing. We are not playing on the neck, we are playing on the string. The neck is under it, so you don't really have to be very concerned about the neck. The neck is not the relevant part of what you're doing. The string is, you are playing on the string. So, the fact that we run out of neck doesn't mean we run out of notes. The notes keep on going. So that's what I use this for. What I do is, when you're playing the guitar, you are taking the string and you are pressing it down against these metal bars that we call frets. And the string only vibrates from that fret to here. And as the string gets shorter, the notes get higher in pitch. So, once we get to here, we're out of neck, we're out of frets. So we have nothing metal to press the string against. So I have something metal right here on my finger that I can press against the string so that we can keep it going. So in this song, what I'm doing is once we get to the top, I use this and I hit it down in just the right spot where there would be a fret had the neck continued, but it doesn't, so I am the fret. Is this making sense? You know what I mean? Okay, so good. So that's what I do in that song. I go through all the notes. It just keeps on going, using this thing to get everything that the neck can't provide. So that's another way, just another thing to think about when you're playing guitar. Don't think about the neck, think about the string and everything you can do with the string. Because what we are doing is we're playing on the string and we are screwing with the length of the vibrating portion of the string, which on a guitar is arranged in a pretty little way, where anytime you take the length of the string and you cut it in half, you get its octave. What is an octave, you ask? An octave is when you take any frequency that the string is vibrating. What is the frequency, you ask? Okay, the string, let's back up. Right here. I want everyone to go, let me hear you all do that. Hit this up. Keep going. The string is vibrating 110 times per second. We call that hertz, capital H, lowercase z. That is the way we measure those little vibrations per second. So 110 hertz. When your voice goes, I'm so dry, I should grab that water. But, that sound right there, your larynx is opening 110 times a second, letting, you're so sweet. That's why I love you, baby. Thank you, baby. Muito obrigado. Yeah. So the larynx is opening and closing 110 times a second. An octave is when you take that frequency and create a multiple of it. If you double it, that is the next octave up. So this is 110. That's 220 times a second. If we double that, that's 440. That's 880. And the way the string is laid out, the way the guitar is laid out, is that when you have the string vibrating, let's say from this point to here, if you measure it and cut the length of the string exactly in half, that will give you the octave. If it's only vibrating at half its length, it's kind of a reciprocal thing. So you have that, and when the length becomes 1/2, the frequency becomes double, 2/1. So with this knowledge, this newly acquired knowledge that you guitar players have now, that's what happens on the open string. The 12th fret is where you find the exact halfway point. So any note you hold down, let's say you're holding the 9th fret here, half the length of this is going to be 12 frets higher than this note. Right there. 9 plus 12, 21. So it's always laid out so that always, whatever note you hit, 12 frets higher is your octave. That's why the 12th fret is the octave, because you're not hitting anything is 0. 0 plus 12 is 12. So if you hit 1 plus 12, 13. If you're hitting 9 plus 12, 21. So what happens is, let's say you're on 17. Plus 12 is 29. We don't have a 29th fret. So all you have to do is visualize. You look down and say the string is vibrating from here to here. So the halfway point looks like right about there. And you hit this down. That's where your 29th fret would be if you had one, but you don't, so be the fret. So that's what I do with that. And after a while, you just get to know very well where all that stuff is. So that's what's going on with that song. You have the groups of 5, you have this thing and all that, and then you have the fretless up here. Yes, any questions about that? Nice little math lesson just anything?
You play very fast. Where did you learn this technique?
How long did you get to learn how to fret that fast?
Yeah.
You know, I actually remember all the points of like playing. I remember it took a year to be able to play an F chord because I could not get these curled and this flat. I remember throwing my little nylon string guitar on my bed, like, Mom!